Is the 6th of October, but the 7th, so tomorrow of October, is known as the International Day of Decent Work. It aims to recognize the role of trade unions and the rights of workers. COSATU is hosting a march in Tshwane, kicking off earlier this morning. It's to observe the day, and also workers affiliated to trade unions from around the country are taking to the streets to demand decent working conditions, A, and B, decent working pay. A memorandum was meant to be delivered to the Tshwane Mayor, Celia Brink, but it seems from our reports he's headed back inside his office. So what exactly has happened? Bafedile Moerane, ENCA reporter, is following that march, joining us now. Hello, Bafedile. So was the memorandum handed over in the end?
The memorandum is not handed over to Silas Brink. We saw him having to come out from his office escorted by police officials, but then later on he went back inside. I wouldn't know if I could say this was a futile exercise, but I have invited COSATU provincial chair to hear from him as to what is he making out of this, really, because the workers actually were demonstrating frustration and anger, having to say that they really want the answers from the municipality and they want their 5.4% increase. So let me engage the COSATU provincial chair. We spoke to you earlier on, sir. Should we say this is a futile exercise, or what do you think your message has been heard?
What a successful exercise we've had today. We could not deliver a memorandum, but then the message has been said. I think the mayor decided not to come on technicalities of time, and when we knew that our memorandum was supposed to be submitted at 2 o'clock, so we're well ahead of time. So when somebody is running away from the truth, when somebody is weak, when somebody is failing to confront the problem of the city, they'll run away from workers, they'll run away from COSATU, because they know that COSATU was going to deliver a memorandum which, unreasonably so, they wouldn't even respond to that memorandum other than bowing their heads and say, let's give workers what they want. I think it was just one of their propaganda style of bashing workers. We remember that earlier during the process of the so-called strike, which is non-existent, that workers have been destroying property, something that we believe is a ploy. It's a propaganda. So this is also a propaganda because they are going to portray in the media and in the public domain that the mayor's life was at risk, something that was not there. There was a lot of police here, there was a lot of wardens here, there was a lot of metro police here. So at no point his life was in danger. He decided to bash workers as he did. And we are now beginning to now appreciate that this is a right-wing tendency because the mayor is supported by AfriForum that said some must be face the might of the law. So this is the ploy that they are doing. I've said earlier on that this mayor is hell-bent and breaking the spine of a trade union movement, in particular some, and this is what they are trying to do. And we are going to remain resilient on the picket line. We are also open for engagement because we want to engage, because that is a federation that engages, so that we sit with the mayor around the table. Now, we thought through the submission of a memorandum, we are going to get a response from the mayor, sit around the table and try to understand his point of view, because no one in Tshwane and in the country understands this point of view. Even the bargaining council does not understand his point of view of poverty. There is no poverty here. It is just an arrogance. How can you plead poverty when you want to pay Action SA by creating a position of a deputy mayor, and you cry poverty at the same time? You know that that position comes with vehicles, comes with security, comes with an office. It's money. How do you pledge poverty when we've got money to splash to your coalition partners who purportedly want to portray themselves as defending workers? So it's a lie what the mayor is saying. As we speak now, there's an employee who has won a case square and fair. The mayor is taking the case to a review. So the mayor is hell-bent at making sure that, in particular, black workers do not find space in this municipality. So we don't believe what he's saying. We think that the march was a huge success. And if the mayor thinks that we are going to end here, the mayor must think again, because we have capacity to mobilize. We can mobilize communities, we can mobilize through our alliance partners, we can mobilize through many organizations, fraternal organizations who are part of the demonstration today. The city of Tshwane needs change. The current DA-led coalition is not an answer to the city of Tshwane. Not only workers are suffering, also the citizens of this city are suffering. So that is a reflection of a municipality that is on its knee. How do they respond to the 10 billion that they are unable to account for through the AG? The AG has picked it up. How do they account to the money that they are paying lawyers to go and fight a collective agreement? How do they get all of those things? So we think that this was a resounding success. We think that they've heard us. The message has been submitted. He also helped by submitting the message. He was listening. He was watching. He knows what COSATU wants.
Well, thank you so much, Ramunyala. He is Amos Munyala, provincial chairperson for COSATU in Gauteng here. So we are hearing him having to say that they believe that this march was successful and believes that the mayor here, Silas Brink, have heard their message, but they do not stop here. They are going to take further steps going forward there, Gareth. But at this point, I'm going to be joined by SANCO Provincial Chair, Mr. Mashishi. Mr. Mashishi, we've heard you earlier on when you were addressing the workers here saying that this municipality must be dissolved. Why?
Thank you very much, and thank you to the viewers of ENCA. I think as SANCO in Gauteng, we are now declaring a war against the city of Tshwane on the simple basis that service delivery has collapsed. As I've said, waste removal are not being picked up. They only pick up on the white areas, whereby the black township is an ashame. So, as the history have taught us, since from the beginning of the city of Tshwane, after the EFF give the city a municipality, by the day Mohalapa was here, come Solim Simang, come Randall Williams, it's only corruption, scandals. Even now, after the agreement that they said, the council have resolved that they need to lease the Royal for around 40 to 50 year lease contract. It's something that they are scooping our money. It's just a coalition of gangsterism that they want to make sure that they steal our money. And therefore, as I said, this municipality, government must come and intervene. Either the Mayor Tembinganimen from Kokta and Mzikumalo in the Gauteng. As SANCO, we are going to robustly engage them so that they can put this municipality under administration, or alternatively, let's go to the fresh elections, because DA, it governed with a backdoor. There is no mandate from the city of Tshwane that have mandated DA to govern. We therefore request and make this clarion call as SANCO to say it cannot be business as usual unless there is something that we don't know. I mean, our government must come in and intervene, as the Treasurer General have proven even in your social media and everything, and the media people. You know that the city cannot manage our purses. So currently they want to bring the deputy mayor as a payback to the Action SA. That is not going to be allowed. They must given no any opportunity to do that, because their coalition is about stealing the money from the city, and therefore tomorrow, when they don't agree, somebody will come in public and saying he sympathizes with the workers. So all these shenanigans, we are aware of them, and we are not going to be allowed. We are going to make sure that this week with COSATU, we are engaged the relevant department to make sure that they do something about the workers. It cannot be allowed.
Well, thank you so much, Dr. Mashishi. Is SANCO Provincial Chair there, Mr. Mashishi Gareth, having to say that they are going to take the matter forward to the Department of Kokta as they are seeking their intervention, and they are also calling for the dissolution or the fresh elections of the Tshwane Metro, having to highlight that there's a law that is prevailing in this municipality, having to say leveling accusations of corruption, among others. But earlier on, we engaged the mayor's office, having to try to get his response on what is happening here and all what has been leveled against him and unfortunately they're saying that he won't be available for any interviews today. He is engaging on other matters concerning this municipality, Gareth.
All right, then for the moment, Bafedile, thank you very much indeed. I'm sure we'll keep a very close eye on the story. The march expected to end around about 4 o'clock this afternoon, but just getting a sense of how the officials are feeling. Of course, we'll bring you more on that a little bit later, as well as we wait to hear now from the Tshwane municipality itself about not taking that memorandum of demands in and taking it under consideration. So that's the union side. The Labour side of the story, of course, will follow up from the city side as well.